This program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
Hi, I'm Elaine Swann. Well, normally you see me as the host of Oceanside Spectrum right here on KOCT, but today I'm hosting a brand new show. It's called Oceanside Talks. It's a community talk show that's designed just for you, the community. Today, our first guest is Kathy Kinane and also Richard Musio. They are the founders of the Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation, and they host the Turkey Trot every year. So welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
Thanks, Elaine.
So we were talking earlier, what came first? Was it the foundation, or was it the event itself? Because the event has really grown.
The event actually happened before the foundation got created. So the foundation was created shortly after the first event on Thanksgiving of 2006.
Mm-hmm. And so in doing so, you thought, okay, we should have this event. How did you all even come up with the idea to have the Turkey Trot?
Well, I had not been a long distance runner when I was younger. I didn't take it up until 2004 when I was in my mid-40s. Mm-hmm. And so long distance running ended up meaning quite a bit to me in terms of recovering from some health issues that I had. And so I wanted to put what that meant to me back out into the community. And so by 2006, Kathy and I had gotten together and created this great event. And then after that, the foundation.
And the foundation is very important because you really do some great things for the community, right?
Absolutely. Not only does $5 of every entry fee go to the charity or school of their choice in Oceanside, we also assist with other programs such as the after-school running and fitness programs that the Boys and Girls Club runs.
And Kathy, you're an avid runner as well, and so this was just a perfect fit for you, correct?
It was. When we first came up with the idea of the Turkey Trot, I had been doing some races in Orange County that benefited the school districts in Newport and Tustin. And so I wanted to bring this idea to North County, and specifically to Oceanside. So we came up with the $5 donation per entry fee, and then it goes right back to the schools. And then Richard and I worked on a project called Dream Big, which is a motivational video to help get young girls interested in running because it's a lifestyle activity.
It is.
In addition to that, Nike donated 180 shoes one year that we gave to the middle schools. It's pretty much been a labor of love for the two of us. We just love it.
Oh, good.
And the $5 is just kind of an incentive. We basically pay people to run, and we love it. And we're hoping that the foundation will grow. It'll attract more people who want to reach out to the community. Later in this segment, you're going to meet Ann Garrett, who's our spokesperson for the foundation.
Okay.
And we just love where it has been and where it is going.
And so it's really changed your life, Richard, right? I mean, how has it impacted your life moving forward? Because you said you got started due to health issues, and now it's this big thing.
It's changed my life dramatically. I actually went blind in 2001 and couldn't see for over a year. And so while I was disabled, I couldn't exercise. So during that period of time, I gained over 50 pounds and also had to go on medication for high blood pressure and high cholesterol. The main reason I took up running was not only to lose the weight, it was to get off the medications because I didn't think it was healthy to be taking those things.
Okay.
And I had always talked about the need or the importance of community leaders also becoming, or business leaders becoming community leaders, in other words, getting active in their communities. And so for me, the way it's changed my life, it's basically become the center point of what I talk about, people getting out in the community and being active, supporting their community, which makes the community a better place. People who volunteer in their community tend to feel a lot better about themselves. And then the last thing, a lot of people don't think about this, when people who are different colors, races, economic circumstances, political parties, get together to work together for a common cause in their community, I think that breaks down some of the barriers that intolerance otherwise puts up.
It does, and you know, it's interesting because when you talk about the event itself, it happens on Thanksgiving Day, and so you have so many families coming out, and you know, you're bringing together the community itself, so it's making a huge impact. Right?
It's rich people, poor people, white people, black people, Republicans, Democrats, Christians, non-Christians. You'll see 3 generations of family members walking or running the course together, so it gets families together to do things together. And so it really, and I think these days you don't see families doing enough things together.
Right, that's true, that's true. So let's talk about the Turkey Trot, kind of what we can expect that day and what happens, because there's a lot. You can walk and you can run. I think that's a good thing, right?
Don't have to run it, you can just walk it.
Probably 80% of the people walk the event, and the other 20% run or walk, jog. The event offers something for everybody. Our goal is just to get families to connect and to spend quality time together on the holidays. And I think, as many people said to me when I first started out, like, what a ridiculous idea, you know, it's about food and eating. And I think some of those people now have reevaluated that comment, and now they are at the event participating and realizing how much fun it is to be down on the beach, you know, on Thanksgiving Day with your family and friends. It's a memorable experience, and
it grows and grows every year.
We had what, about 2,300 runners the first year, over 8,000 last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if we might hit 10,000 this year.
Oh, that's a nice goal to look forward to.
Absolutely.
It's looking really good. We're helping to put Oceanside on the map. We've had a tremendous amount of national publicity for the event. We had some television stars that showed up at the race a couple of times, and we had some families from China that showed up.
Oh, wow.
I'm really proud of the event. We out on the street, people stop me and say, you know, my family's coming down for Thanksgiving to do the trot, and gosh, I can't think of any other events that really mean that much to people.
Right. And so the idea is to come down on Thanksgiving Day with, you know, your family, your out-of-town friends, and literally move your feet before you eat. How long is the walk or run itself? How long is it?
We have a 5-miler, that's the first race, and then we have a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, is the second race. And then we do a bunch of kids 1-milers for the little one after that.
And even a 1/4 mile. We have so much interest in the 6 and under that we run the 6-year-olds, the 5-year-olds, and then the 4-year-olds. And we're going to have some activities for the kids down there at Tyson Park to keep them active while the other races are going on. And it's just really a fun, special day. For the entire family. Well, thank you so much. We're so glad for your vision.
I'm glad for my vision,
what
too.
You're doing.
Yes,
We're going to take a quick
literally.
break. We'll be right back.
Honesty. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Big Brothers Big Sisters makes it easy and fun to be a mentor and friend to a child in your community. Volunteer Big Brothers and Big Sisters spend one-to-one time with their littles in our community mentoring program or at one of 4 elementary schools on Camp Pendleton to work on school projects, play games, or just simply spend time together talking. In this school-based program called Operation Bigs, you have the opportunity to be a special friend to a child whose parent or parents are deployed. In as little as 1 hour a week, you can make a difference in a child's life and enrich your own in the process. If you have ever thought about being a mentor, or if you have been looking for a way to give back to the military community, now's the time. Call the Operation Bigs hotline at 858-228-0032 or visit our website at www.sdbigs.org. That's sdbigs.org.
Hi, welcome back. Well, now joining us is Damian Torbett from the Pacific Marine Credit Union, who is the title sponsor for the Turkey Trot this year. Welcome, Damian. Glad to have you here. Well, first of all, the Pacific Marine Credit Union is not just for Marines. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. We are open to everyone. So everybody in San Diego County can come in, get an account. Anybody who's got a credit union account will tell you credit unions are just great to be a member of. And so anybody can just walk in, go ahead and open an account. We have a full service financial credit union, and we are the only credit union that's based in North County.
Oh, wow.
So anybody can come on in and get an account. It's not just for military. We do have a huge military segment of membership,
right,
but it's open to the entire community.
Okay, very good. Okay, so how did you all end up getting together with the Turkey Trot? How did this happen?
What happened was, originally we had some employees that wanted to get in shape. And a few years ago, those employees went out and just as participants in the Turkey Trot, went out and they came back and reported, this is a great event. And so that's how we found the Turkey Trot.
Oh, wow. Nice. So you didn't have to go banging down their door, huh, Kathy?
No.
It was wonderful. I mean, Jennifer and Damien and Brad, they've been true partners in this event. And it just warmed my heart to hear the stories of them actually coming to the event. And that was the reason why they wanted to sponsor it, because there's no better sales tool than experiencing it themselves.
Right, right.
And it has so much to offer a company that's based here in North County.
Right.
You know?
And so getting involved with the event, it's really evolved as you've been involved, correct?
Absolutely. We've seen the growth. We started, you know, after the second year with the event, we started with the Turkey Trot and became the title sponsor pretty quickly when we saw that we could give back to the community through this event.
Right.
I think it's already been mentioned, but part of the entry fee goes to local schools. And it's such a great partnership for us. And so we've seen it go from, you know, that 2,300 to now possibly 10,000 people this year. So it's just huge growth. And the thing is, the event is so exciting. If anybody has ever done any type of running or event, some of the big marathons get kind of hectic. This is a great event. So it's so much fun, tons of families. Anybody who wants to walk or run really needs to come out and just, it's a great time to get out there before you go home, eat all that food, you get out there, and it's just such a family-oriented event that we just couldn't pass it by.
And your employees are still involved. It's not like you all got involved and then people kind of fell by the wayside. Your employees are heavily involved in the event.
You know, our employees are out there heavily supporting what Kathy's doing with the event. And the roster fills up very quickly for people that want to volunteer their time to get out there and either work the event. We do some piggy banks that we do for the kids. And so some of the employees obviously run. We put a team together as well. So it's very easy for our employees that are in this community that want to get out there with such a huge event happening and right here in Oceanside.
Right.
It's not easy to find people that want to be involved.
Right. And then I think one of the things that is great is you're able to really get, you know, together and partner and kind of grow, because each year you were talking earlier, you kind of come up with a new almost campaign, you know, using the Turkey Trot figure, what have you. So there's a lot that you all are doing. Absolutely.
With Pacific Marine Credit Union and credit unions in general, and especially what we try and do is a financial fitness. And so with Kathy taking care of the Turkey Trot, doing the physical part.
Right.
It's such a great partnership. So one of the things that we do is we have piggy banks that we give out to the kids. They come and they paint their piggy banks. In fact, I say kids, but we see the parents sneaking in there.
Grown-ups doing it
Absolutely. There's some adults that sneak in, and they know every year that they're coming back and they want to do those piggy banks. But you know, we're really trying to get started with the kids that are out there doing the kids races and get them saving money, get their little piggy bank, and teach them about financial fitness starting very young.
Wow, very good, very good. And so Kathy, it's the kids who are out there, it's literally helping to support the foundation itself, because again, it's going right back to the kids in the schools.
Right, we reinvest the money back into the schools. And last year, they asked us to include the Wounded Warriors program, and that was one of the bigger checks that we wrote last year. I think I wrote a check for over $2,000,
wow,
which was just wonderful. The Marines come out the day of the event and they help us by volunteering and close the course for us, set up and clean up. And so it was really, we've always tried to figure out how to integrate the Wounded Warriors Foundation with the event in addition to the schools. And then when we were asked to do it, it was obviously no problem doing that.
Well, it's no problem doing that, no problem with you all staying together with the Turkey Trot, and so we certainly appreciate what you all are doing. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Oceanside Pacific Marine Credit Union Turkey Trot in just a minute. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Carol Mathewson. During a triathlon swim, I experienced sudden cardiac arrest and awoke from a coma 3 days later. One person dies every 2 minutes from sudden cardiac arrest. CPR performed by strangers saved my life. Please call your local fire department or the American Heart Association and enroll in a CPR class. You could save the life of a loved one or even a stranger.
The biggest blessing in life is to realize your personal power.
So many of us wonder, why are we living? Well, that's why we're living, to help others.
Community work brings families closer together.
When we help each other, we all get healthier.
Doing good for others, doing positive action always comes back around and enriches your life. It's the biggest gift you could ever give yourself.
Doing good is good for all of us.
Please join us in volunteering.
Improve your health by helping others. Visit iparticipate.org.
Hey.
Hey.
Dad, what are you doing?
What am I?
A burrito?
No.
A larva?
A larva? No. I'm a joint.
Actually, you're a little too fat to be a joint.
So you know about joints?
There's no wrong way to talk to your kids about drugs. Need help? Get help. Visit our website at drugfree.org.
Hi, we're back now with Kathy Kinane and Ann Garrett. And Ann Garrett is a record holder in her own right, especially for her age group. And she's here to tell us how she got involved with the Turkey Trot. And you are a winner and a celebrity in your own right, correct?
Well, so I'm told, yes.
So it's funny because we were just talking. Last year you went to about 16 different schools here in the area and kind of talked with the kids and met with them to get them encouraged and get involved with the Turkey Trot. But they were really impressed with you, yes?
Well, I ran with them and they loved that. They enjoyed that, and I enjoyed being with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just told them a little bit about how I grew up and what it was like then and when I got started to run and so forth, and I encouraged them to keep running and keep exercising, and how good it was for them.
And I think it's so neat because the kids really, really looked up to you to where eventually you were saying you had to get an autograph card, signed card?
Yeah, they wanted my autograph, and I hadn't time to, I wanted to write a little note on all of them, but I couldn't, I didn't have time, so Kathy got a picture of me and had me sign it, and now I've got piles of pictures that I can give out to the children. So.
And the kids love it.
They do. They
so
like
Kathy,
that.
how's it been having Ann involved with the Turkey Trot and running? How's it been for you all?
Well, that's another part of the dream come true. You know, when we did it, we always wanted to have somebody like Ann who's so passionate about running and has always been a part of her family life. To be active. She would dance before with her husband, and then she raced walk, and now she's running. And to have somebody, she's not a professional athlete, you know, she's not in the camera all the time, but she's somebody who, when you just see her and meet her, she's a great inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her run at the Carlsbad 5000 and set the American record.
Oh, wow.
And one of my staff people had even told me the year before, you know, you need to find Ann Garrett. And so literally in my day timer for that day, I had find Ann Garrett. And there I was out on Carlsbad Boulevard, and Ann goes flying by, and I'm thinking there can only be one woman that size and that age running that fast, and I yelled, "Are you Ann Garrett?"
And as she runs by, she says, "Yes."
She did. She just waved and smiled, and she came back and talked to me, and that's just been my dream, to have a spokesperson that people could relate to.
Right.
And it's so special that she's a grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
because I just close your eyes and imagine for a minute that you're an elementary school teacher or a student and you see this grandmother come to your school and greet the kids and go running with the kids.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if that doesn't make a big impression on you as far as lifestyle choices, I can't imagine what would.
What does?
Right.
And so, how did you, so obviously, you know, you were sought out, but how has this impacted your life now, just getting involved with the Turkey Trot and seeing how it's helped the kids?
Oh, it's been a whole new way of life for me.
Okay.
It really has. It's done a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
My husband suffered from Alzheimer's, and he died last year.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, during that time, I was his caregiver.
Okay.
And so I met Kathy, you know, before he died, and or I think it might have been just after he died.
No, it was before.
Just
and then a couple of
before,
months.
yes.
I didn't contact you
No,
for about
that's
4 or
right.
5 months.
So when he died, having been his caregiver, I was at a loose end. You know, my life had changed so completely, and this gave me a whole new way of life. It just did. It opened up. Running was great for me, and I knew how good it had been for me the whole time he was ill. It had really done a lot to keep me going.
Right.
And so after he died, this was something that some new thing I could start. I didn't have to sit and feel sorry for myself.
Right.
I could get out there with young people, and it's been wonderful for me. It really has, and I love to go to the schools, and I love to relate, to talk with the children.
That is just absolutely fantastic. And so, in doing so, when you get out there and run, you're making records too as you're doing this. It's not you're serious about what you're doing. Tell me about some of the records that you hold.
Well, I never thought of myself ever as a runner, and when I started to run, then I discovered I was winning things, and I thought to myself, well, it's because you're old and there's not too many people in your age group and things like that. But then I realized that I could also have come in first in the age group below mine, and sometimes the one below that. So I thought, well, maybe I could do. I never thought of setting a record. I really didn't.
Okay.
And last year when I did the Carlsbad 5000, they pulled me aside at the end and said, you have just broken the American record for your age group, which was 75 to 79.
Wow.
And so that was fun too.
That was fun. Well, you're breaking records.
And then I did Kathy's race, the Surf City Half Marathon this year, and it was on my birthday, my 78th birthday, and I broke the record for the half marathon.
Wow!
At that, and that was wonderful too.
That's absolutely amazing. And so, you just don't have a better spokesperson.
No, I feel blessed that our lives have come together and we've been able to kind of share this dream together. And it's also, she's a woman, and in my running races now, almost 65% of the participants are women.
And I want to talk a little bit more about that too, because there's a really deep-rooted history that you have here with your races and your events. So we're going to get into that in just a little while. Anne, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today.
Thank you for
We'll be right
having
back.
me.
We're going to talk a little bit more with Kathy.
Looking for a fun and active way to start your Thanksgiving day? Come, move your feet before you eat at the 7th Annual Pacific Marine Credit Union Oceanside Turkey Trot in downtown Oceanside. This great event features a Harborside 5-mile run, a fast and flat 5K run walk, kids runs, costume contests, and more. Proceeds benefit Oceanside schools. For information, go to OsideTurkeyTrot.com or call 760-434-5255.
So, do you have any questions?
What is your soup of the day?
We have a mulligatawny soup.
Oh, do you have any specials?
We have a steak special today.
Oh, how's that cooked?
That's pan-seared and then...
Does it come with a side dish? Is it grilled? Can I have it steamed? So, what do you recommend? What kind of pie do you have? You're an actor. Aren't you from Ohio?
Any questions?
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
Hi, welcome back. Well, we're still talking about that turkey trot. It's hosted by the Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation, and we should all do that on Thanksgiving Day. We're still here with Kathy Kinane and Anne Garrett, a record holder and title winner. It's just so amazing. Just tell me how your family kind of feels about you being involved with this and kind of seeing your star rise in the field of running.
I have 2 daughters, and they're very proud of me. My grandchildren, my grandson actually boasted about me when I was up in visiting recently and did a race with him. And he said, this is my Nana, and she holds she's the fastest lady in her age in the United States.
Oh my gosh.
Which is exaggerating a bit, but it sounded good to me.
It sounded good, so you'll go ahead and wear the title.
Sure, I will.
I don't blame you. That's really great. Well, it's like you said, it's stories like this, it's getting involved with individuals like this that kind of really catapults you and pushes you forward to do this. But how did this even begin for you? I mean, we're so glad that this event takes place here in the city of Oceanside, but how did you come here to Oceanside and then conceptualize the event and then the foundation? How did it all begin?
Well, back in the early 80s, my brother owned the Oceanside Harbor with my the Oceanside Harbor Deli with my mother.
Oh.
And so when I was coaching at UC Santa Barbara, I would come down and run the firecracker run that they used to hold every year here in Oceanside. And I remember running the course thinking, boy, I bet I could come up with a better course.
So it was competition.
Well, I just thought, wow, there's got to be a better course. But of course, the railroad tracks were in the way. And so I went on to help start the Carlsbad 5000, and I did the operations for the Carlsbad Marathon. And so now this is my third North County event that we've helped to create.
Okay.
And it's great because this is where my family's from. This is where my staff members work. And kind of just all the ducks fell into place. Our company started in '91, and we put on 117 events in the first 15 years.
And your company is Canaan Events, correct?
Canaan Events, right. And one of the events we put on was the Dana Point Turkey Trot.
Oh.
And we did that for 5 years, and at the end of the last year, we're looking at each other going, why are we here in Dana Point when we could do this in Oceanside? And the good news was I got that call from Richard, and I thought, no, Richard, we're going to do a turkey trot in Oceanside. He said, sounds good to me. And the good things were, they built the parking structure, so I had parking. They had the tunnel go underneath the railroad tracks. The very nice restaurant 333 in the Wyndham had opened up, and a lot of people had moved into Oceanside that I felt would be good candidates for my running events. We had 3,000 people on our database that were from the North County area. So that's where the dream kind of started, and we applied for the city permit. They said yes, and you know, kind of the rest is history.
Yeah.
We've had, I feel very proud of the fact that I've been on the ground floor of 3 of the largest events in North County, and we've had such a great following here in North County.
It's very good, very good. And so I'm sure you're glad that they're here too. I mean, just being able to have Canaan events. Do you run in other Canaan events as well, Ann?
Yes,
you do.
I did the Surf City half marathon.
Okay.
And I've run in all the turkey trots since it started.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and just got to, once I got to know Kathy, then she organizes a good race.
Okay, good. So you're just you're the darling of the running world here in North County. Yeah.
I just really appreciate all that Kathy has done for me and for running too. It's great.
It's good. And Kathy, you're a runner too. I mean, this is not just an idea that came up and you decided to put it out there.
No, I put my first turkey trot on in 1977 when I was a student at UCSB.
Wow.
And then I was able to put on races and volleyball tournaments and soccer tournaments for years. And then when I came down here and I finished my graduate work, I went and did a short stint with In Motion and helped them with their marathon. And then I started elite racing with Tim Murphy. And then I started Canaan Events. And
how many years have you been running yourself?
I started running back in 1975.
Wow.
It's been a great time. I mean, I have so many special memories of friends that I've met and, you know, things that we've trained together. When we were training for the Olympic trials together in San Diego, there were 10 women who qualified for the Olympic trials out of San Diego County. And so every weekend you had somebody to run with, and it's made for some wonderful memories. As a matter of fact,
speaking of, what's one of your favorite memories of the turkey trot?
Oh, the turkey trot. Some highlights are one of the women in my training group, Peggy Wilson. Her son actually ran and won the race. I think it was in 2006 or 2007. And then he went back and he came in and jogged in with his mom to the finish. That was really special.
Yeah.
And then last year we had Virginia Hatter, who's a 91-year-old. And there she was crossing the finish line. It kind of took my breath away. I thought, shouldn't we all dream that that's going to be something we're going to be doing, you know, when we're 91 years old.
Yeah.
And last year our costume contest was won by just a very funny 2 guys. One was dressed as a banana and the other was a gorilla. And there they were running down the street, the gorilla chasing the banana. And all I'm thinking is, you know, how could it get any better than this?
Oh, that's fun.
You know, each of the, we offer a 5-mile, a 5K. We give them really nice shirts. We give everybody a finisher medal. We have a costume contest.
And so if people want to get in and want to get involved, how do they reach you? How do they get involved?
They can go online to our website. They can go to canaanevents.com and learn about all of our events. Or they can just go to OsideTurkeyTrot.com and send us an email. We're excited to help you start your team. We have a training program that's free. And we have a training program that's $5 if you show up for more personalized training. We have a lot to offer everybody.
A lot to offer for the entire family. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing, and congratulations to you on your newfound success. Keep running. Keep going. Well, thanks again. Well, there you have it. That's it for our show today, Oceanside Talks, our community television show, just for you, the community. I'm your host, Elaine Swann, and we'll see you next time.